Hello, friends. Greetings once again. My name is Rowan, and I'm hoping you are all ready to enjoy listening to some accordion music. My name is Rowan, and I'd like to give a big thank you to Renee de la Prade and all of the accordion babes for welcoming me back for my semi-monthly appearance on their weekly program of streaming accordion videos. It's a tremendous honor, privilege to be among the ranks of the performers that they are able to line up every week. Some of the best, most amazing accordion and notably alt accordion talent from all over the world. Today's program began with my friend and colleague Steve Normandin from Quebec, currently based out of France. Will Allen from London played just before lunch. Renee de la Prade played out of Germany. Now there was a little bit of a break. You get me, and coming up in 1 hour's time, Cavale Rasmussen from the accordion mecca of Berkeley, California. I am just getting calibrated. I was planning on doing this stream to another computer, but it died. But I've got my microphone set up, and I've got my camera set up, and I've got my accordion set up. So I think anything I need to do with you fine folks, I can achieve through the power of all the mechanisms here. If there are any issues with this stream, please, I am not able to hear what I sound like, but I will invite and implore and entreat you to leave a comment in wherever the chat is on your window. I tried to do a test run over a private video call to see how the sound worked for my wife listening, and she said it was a little bit loud. So I'm going to back up a bit and try not to overdrive it too much. And that was an issue in a previous stream, and I rely on your feedback to let me know when I am pushing it. Now, 2 of you have found me so far. Thank you, both kind and gentle listeners. Whoever the heck you are, I just need to copy and paste the link to the stream to the event so everyone else will know it is happening. And in just a moment's time, I know, this video has been going for 3 minutes already and he hasn't played a single note. There you go, there's 3 or 4 of them. The music will get underway. Now the most exciting thing, the sight of a man operating his computer in silence. It doesn't have to be silent. What can I tell you about myself that you might like to know? What are my credentials, if you will? I am a self-taught accordion player. I trained on piano for 15 years. Moved away from the house where the piano lived. Thought I needed to find an instrument that was kind of like a piano. Discovered accordion. Wow. Thought I would challenge the limitations of my piano instruction by teaching myself accordion. The first year was really rough. Until I figured out a little trick. I was watching TV, as one did, back in those halcyon days, and I saw an accordion player on television, and his instrument, I thought, the orientation is not quite the same as mine. He must have a left-handed accordion. And then the sick realization of what I was seeing fell upon me, and I realized they're not playing a left-handed accordion. I have merely been playing my accordion upside down for the last year. It was a mistake that was easier to make than it may seem. It was a second-hand instrument. It had been given to me as a gift by friends of my parents whose nieces had one who never used it. My parents' friend was a leather worker, and he observed that the straps on the accordion had been worn through and were quite shabby. So he graciously built me a set of new straps and installed them. But because he was not an accordion player himself, he installed them in an arrangement that meant that wearing the instrument upside down would be what would feel natural and correct. And because I was an accordion novice with no instruction or teacher, I thought that the way that felt right would be the way that was right. But I was so wrong. And that's why I established the Vancouver Squeezebox Circle, something like 12 or 13 years ago. So anyone who was interested in picking up the instrument could come to a place once a month where the accordion people were, and if they had any questions, hard questions, easy questions, where else are you going to go for your accordion wisdom? I've got a note. My levels are low. Thank you. No one mentioned it in the chat, but I'm adjusting it. Anyway, so if anyone had any questions, there would be someone to answer and to tell them. Listen, buddy, I'm glad you are picking up the accordion. Unfortunately, there's an issue. You're playing it upside down. That's something someone can set you straight with in 10 seconds, and you can save them a year of beating their head against the wall. Thank you. What? I can't know what it sounds like unless you tell me. Last time I tried this, the volume was too high, so this time I turned it down. Apparently, this time the volume was too low, so I turned it up. All right, it all evens out in the end. So we had thunderstorms, big time, a couple times in the last few days. That's not that extraordinary for Vancouver, British Columbia, my place of residence. Raincouver, as some like to call it. It really kind of marked symbolically and practically the end of the summer, which was great because only within the last week or so prior to that, we had finally started getting the choking forest fire smoke everywhere, penetrating every chamber, room, public space, yard, field, everywhere that the air went, the smoke would follow. So the rain, the thunderstorms took care of that in a jiff. That was great. That was awesome. But felt kind of like, well, summer 2020, like so much of the rest of 2020, many lost opportunities, missed aspirations, things we didn't get to do. And it brought to mind this song, which I recently arranged as part of my weekly Stupid Accordion Tricks weekly video series. Songs not done real great, but songs that maybe you're not expecting to hear on accordion. Busted out. In case you were curious, what would such and such sound like on accordion? Well, my friends, if there's any Harry Styles fans out there, this is what Watermelon Sugar sounds like on accordion. Tastes like strawberries on a summer evening, and it sounds just like a song. I want more berries and that summer feeling. It's so wonderful and warm. Breathe me in, breathe me out. I don't know if I could ever go without. I'm just thinking out loud. I don't know if I could ever go without. Watermelon sugar high, watermelon sugar high, watermelon sugar high, watermelon sugar high, watermelon sugar. Strawberries on a summer evening. Baby, you're the end of June. I want your belly and that summer feeling getting washed away in you. Breathe me in, breathe me out. I don't know if I could ever go without. I'm just thinking out loud. I don't know if I could ever go without. Watermelon sugar high, watermelon sugar high. just like a song. I want your belly and that summer feeling. Don't know if I could ever go without watermelon sugar high, 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 watermelon sugar high. I just wanna taste it, I just wanna taste it, watermelon sugar high. I just wanna taste it, I just wanna taste it, watermelon sugar high, watermelon sugar. Alright, okay. Thanks for indulging me. As I begin this evening's program, I don't have all my songs out in front of me due to the technical issues I was discussing earlier. So I need you to please humor me while I pull up my next chart. And I can continue telling you the story of my wonderful life. Watermelon sugar. You know, I have a day job. I am not solely a accordion player. And I listen to a lot of radio as I commute to my day job. And I hear a lot of music, much of which is not terribly memorable. But I always get excited when the summer comes around, the hot competition, if you will. What will be the song of the summer? I think Watermelon Sugar was a good contender. I don't think it made it. It was a great summer for Dua Lipa. I suspect honors probably go to Lady Gaga's Rain on Me, which has some negative connotations for me. I think the emerging artists are hungrier for it. Gaga's been in the game for a while. I think it might have been appropriate. But, you know, the market regulates the charts. So, congratulations to everyone who got a ton of radio airplay this summer. I had good fun recording that song for my Stupid Accordion Tricks series. And then I had the pleasure of visiting the monthly get-together of the Vancouver Squeezebox Circle, who have been meeting in Strathcona's McLean Park ever since the pandemic hammer came down. We tried one installment over Zoom. It was not an unqualified success, and they thought we could just get together out in the open air and sit far apart, and it would be quite a bit better than this. But this season is changing, and they are not going to be able to continue their activities in McLean Park in the pouring rain. Starting in October, very soon, they will be moving the time of the get-together, which has been the first Thursday of every month since time immemorial, for like a decade, at their normal, their traditional gathering place at Spartacus Books, the anarchist bookstore, a place where anything can happen, which needs to be the kind of place where something like an accordion community gathering can happen. Because conventional venues, there's too many X factors for them to really get on board with it. They are going to be moving not far from McLean Park, down a couple blocks to the Ukrainian Hall in Strathcona, Tuesday evening, the first Tuesday of the month. So starting in October, I do a monthly email notification to Vancouver area accordion friends and enthusiasts. You'll be getting all the lowdown, and folks listening to my stream also. Oh my gosh. I've been trying to avoid repeating myself with these monthly sessions. Which I started in April. To replace gigs that I was missing. So many of my sets have had themes. Tonight's has no theme. I was just going through lists of so many of the hundreds of wonderful songs that I have under my belt, and looking at songs that I missed playing and thinking maybe tonight would be a good excuse, a good opportunity for me to dig back into them and share them with you again. I'll be back next month playing a Halloween set, which is kind of one of my specialties. The playful nature of the holiday really resonates with me. Here's a tune from my Granville Island busking set about a decade ago. Sometimes I find I get to thinking of the past. We swore to each other that our love would surely last. You kept right on loving, I went on a fast. Now I am too thin, your love it is too vast. But I know from your eyes, and I know from your smile, that tonight we'll be fine, we'll be fine, we'll be fine, we'll be fine, we'll be fine. For a while I choose the rooms that I live in with care. The windows are small and the walls almost bare. Only one bed and there's only one prayer. I listen all night for your step on the stair. But I know from your eyes, and I know from your smile, tonight we'll be fine, we'll be fine, we'll be fine, we'll be fine, we'll be fine. For a while. Sometimes I see her undressing for me. She's the soft, naked lady love meant her to be. She's moving her body so brave and so free. I've got to remember that's a fine memory. And I know from your eyes, and I know from your smile, tonight we'll be fine, we'll be fine, we'll be fine, we'll be fine, we'll be fine. For a while. Lenny Cohen, back before he discovered Zen, and he was just a ladies' man. That's a fine way to be when you're a young man, before you discover philosophy and accordions. What else have I got for you here? Now, due to the nature of tonight's set, if anyone out there does have any requests, I do have room for them. Now this is going to be a tune by my friend Raghu Lokanathan, formerly of Victoria, BC, Vale Mountain, I believe, has returned to his traditional haunts of Prince George, a philosopher king among songwriters. He doesn't have a muse, he just catches the ripe fruit as they fall from the tree. And every composition is amazing and effortless, and as best as anyone can tell, he has retired from music. He's just walked away from it, which brings great sorrow to the hearts of everyone who loves his songs, and I can't be too sad because he has left us a lot of really great songs. I'm going to play what 10 years ago was basically his business card. It's called Theme Song. I keep my brother in the back, playing with his toy trains and his toy tracks and his tool catalogs. That keeps him happy. I keep the house clean, maybe that way we'll finally sell this place someday. Maybe some painter, imagining the country. I put out scraps for the stray cats, chop wood for the neighbor, take him up his paper. There you go, Stanley. I play organ at the Baptist service, take a little casserole, take you to the bake sale, listen to the boring ladies and the latest operations. God help me, God help me, I think I want to kill somebody. God help me, God help me, I think I want to kill them all. I go through my daddy's stuff. What was he doing with books on Latin? Did he think he was a scholar? He was a mean old fool. I write one-finger letters to the bankers and the lawyers and all the other vultures, picking at my bones. Yum, 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 yum. God help me. God help me. I think I want to kill somebody. God help me. God help me. I think I want to kill them all. I read the Bible every day. I know it's wrong to think this way, but even Jesus didn't have a simple brother to feed and a rung down farm to sell. I'm gonna mow down those raspberry canes, pave the garden, open up theme park, world's biggest shithole. Even got a theme song, goes a little like this. God help me, God help me, I think I wanna kill somebody. God help me, God help me, I think I wanna kill them all. Think I wanna kill them all. Think I wanna kill them all. God help me. Think I wanna kill them all. Ragu, buddy, wherever you are out there, we miss you. I hope you write some more songs again someday. Oh my goodness. What else have I got for you here? For a long time, I fronted an ensemble called the Creaking Planks, the jug band of the damned. You heard a lot about the Creaking Planks' creakingness and plankingness in last month's nautical set. Mostly I turned it into an underdog instrument cover band, which is good fun. But we had some originals. We didn't write them all, but if they were songs that had been written by other songwriters that no one else was playing, we kind of, eminent domain and all that. So this is one written by the band friend Lydia Ludifer, one of my first musical arrangements. Didn't end up playing it very often because it was a tremendous pain in the neck to teach to new musicians who were barely oriented around their instrument. And it's not very long, so it's not a lot of bang for your buck in terms of time you're going to spend learning a song. But this is where we were at 12 or 13 years ago. our first grade instrument, our first grade original, and I think maybe one of the only original songs on our album, Flogged Around the Fleet. Consequently, anytime we got radio airplay, this was the song they played. Opposites Attract by Lydia Lucifer. You're hypersensitive, I'm hypercritical. You are a health nut, and I'm parasitical. You're depressive, I'm a manic. You're so calm, but I'm in a state of panic. I know it's strange, but it's a fact. You can't deny that opposites attract. Well, I'm an exhibitionist and you're a voyeur. You are a criminal and I'm a lawyer. You like love, I prefer hatred. You like God, I think nothing's sacred. You read history, I study mathematics. You're schizophrenic, I'm psychopathic. No one's strange, but then we're kinda cracked. Living proof that opposites attract. You like ecstasy, I do crystal meth. You love life, but I'm a fan of death. You like the sunlight, but I prefer the moon. You're full of hope, I like certain doom. You are a masochist, I'm a sadist. We wouldn't separate even if you paid us. I say it straight out, 'cause there ain't no need for tact. We're living proof, baby, that opposites attract. Hallucinations, you live in delusion. You've got an innie, but I've got a protrusion. You're all mixed up, but I'm quite astute. You are a priest, I'm a prostitute. You are a cat, I'm a small rodent. You're a nymphomaniac and I'm impotent. Why don't you and I sign a pact declaring it's true that opposites attract? Alright, a little dust left on that one, but it's all about the lyrical content. Opposites Attract. You're not going to hear that song played by anyone else. And here is another one, another Planks exclusive, if you will. Composed by one of our luminaries. Or not, if I can't find it. Get back up here. Jacob Steele, with whom we played our first ever set, a night of sad songs at Blim, which is still, to some extent, in operation. It was a simple, blues arrangement, but the lyrics were quite... There was something to them. And if I can just pull it up on my computer... Third try is the charm. Isn't that exciting? Well, where did my song go? No one else plays it, so no one else will be able to play it for you. But it's really not here. I told you a story about a song for no reason. It's very sad. But, fortunately for you, I have a lot more songs that I can and will play you. I know I got this one. Another one of the Planks songs you wouldn't hear anyone else playing. These were a series of bitter songs written by a friend of the band who, in their youth, got a lot of higher education at art institutions and found themselves unable to obtain employment in their chosen field. And this isn't fair, because I am having a very hard time pulling up the lyrics to this song also. I sure wish that I was running this session on the computer that I was expecting to, where I know those files are located. Rather than tell you a story about the song I'm going to sing next, I will just play you a song. I woke up yesterday morning and my voice was very thick. I was having a very hard time talking, and I thought to myself, how am I going to be singing for an hour tomorrow afternoon? What if I can't sing at all? What if I have to play an hour of instrumental music? I'd better get some instrumental music together. Fortunately, the accordion is a great instrument for instrumental music, so I can toss you a bone and give you a little bit of something, rather than watching me trying and failing to pull up my lyric sheets on my computer. Not the most entertaining way to spend your evening, but I'm very glad that you are joining here with me tonight nonetheless. What's it going to be? Vermisium. It's a Turkish song. I'm gathering it's actually relatively famous among Turks of a certain vintage. I am not a Turk. I've never been to Turkey. I was introduced to it by the Vancouver band, seminal Vancouver Turkish alt-folk ensemble, Something About Reptiles, run by Bershu of the renowned floating second-hand garment store, Bershu's Angels. A mighty song by a mighty band. The Planks were learning that song. I was teaching them to them. We were sitting out in the park, and out in Grandview Park, and someone came up to us and said, "Are you playing klezmer?" And I said, "No, we love klezmer, but that's actually Turkish music." And founding Plank Oli reaches out right across me and says, Yes, sir, yes, ma'am. We're the creaking klezmer planks. We play weddings, bridges, and funerals. If you're looking for a klezmer band, we have all the music you are looking for. Which, by show business standards, was the correct answer to that particular question. Musically, there's some similarities in modality going on, but Turkish pop music is definitely not klezmer. We found ourselves engaged to be the house band for a fringe festival play about a Jewish wedding, on stage the whole time, called Jew, a Musical. Don't have any footage of it. The one night that it did get recorded, my accordion broke on stage, and since we were stuck on stage the whole show, I had no opportunity to go backstage with a screwdriver and make a quick and dirty emergency repair. I'm not going to play you a song from that particular session, but I will play you a little bit of some other klezmer. What's it going to be? The thing about klezmer songs is many of them are instrumentals and did not have a standardized name format. When the era of recording music came along and the klezmer bands committed their songs to platters, different bands recorded the same songs under different names. No one knows which name was first or most authentic. So no one really knows what the real name of any of the songs are. I learned that one as Hasidim, which is almost certainly, you could give that name to virtually any klezmer song. It would be equally applicable. No one knows what it's really called, maybe. And I have to apologize. I approach music from a certain world music fusion bent. Hello, Joanna. And so that leads me to make regrettable hipster arrangement decisions, like why not play klezmer like it's reggae on the accordion? Both of these musical cultures have certain, are informed by certain religious beliefs about the Holy Land and the chosen people. It makes sense on a certain level. On other level, it makes no sense at all. But it's a trick I've pulled out on more than a few occasions. I find accordion is good for getting a good reggae pulse, a throb, if you will, and juxtaposed unexpectedly with songs from outside that musical context, can liven things up a little bit. Now, I just had an idea, one more way to locate those songs I was trying to play for you earlier. I'm going to give it one more shot here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Is it right here? Not in the cloud, but on my computer. No. That's not what I want. That's not what I want. Oh, I see. Oh, I see. That's very interesting, Microsoft. It has what I need. It has the program that I need to access it. But it won't let me access it unless I pay them money. I'm not going to register for that service in the middle of my live stream. Gosh, I wish my other computer hadn't died as I was setting up this afternoon. I will merely play you some other songs instead. We don't actually have all that much time left. Do 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 do. I would really be happy if my computer would stop making that noise. Who knows? It's letting me down. Maybe I will simply play you instrumental songs for the rest of the set. Not the plan, but the show must go on, as they say. Well, isn't that exciting? Fear of the South, from the soundtrack of the movie adaptation of the book, Everything is Illuminated. Amazing, but really heavy film. Arrangement as taught by Catherine Peterson to the Vancouver Squeezebox Circle, part of their sheet music archives, available for free up at squeezeboxcircle.org. We only administer our local accordion club, but accordion clubs all over the world help themselves to the resources we host and make available at that website, which for locals not only includes sheet music, but also information about local accordion gigs going on. Not a lot during the pandemic. Teacher information, repair information, instructional information, and we have a Facebook group. Also, periodically, gigs come up, and if they get shared to see if anyone wants to take them. There was some discussion recently about if someone was available on very short notice to play some Paul Simon Graceland songs at a birthday party at a Japanese restaurant. It sounded like fun, but there just wasn't enough time to make it come together. I've got a song for you, and it's actually here. Ha! What do you think of that? What do you think of that? My friends, in case I don't get much more opportunity to chat with you, I have been Rowan Lipkowitz. You have been watching and listening to me bumbling my way through another installment of the fabulous Accordion Fridays, hosted by René de la Prade and the Accordion Babes. I've been part of today's amazing program featuring Steve Normandin in France, Will Allen in England, René de la Prade herself in Germany, and coming up next, starting in only 8 minutes, Calvalet Rasmussen in California. I've been representing Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, the weird wet coast strain of accordion music, and I've told you all about my weekly Stupid Accordion Tricks video series. I've told you all about the Vancouver Squeezebox Circle. I haven't mentioned I'm the silent partner, co-host, underwriter of the weekly Accordion Noir radio broadcast and podcast, which we've been doing for well over a decade. Every week, at least 1 hour of amazing accordion music from all over the planet in all different styles goes out, and almost all of it is available. I always just say, if you ever want to listen to 300 hours of accordion music, that's the first place I'd recommend you go, where they're all hosted at the Internet Archive. If you look up Accordion Noir Radio, you will find it. Accordion Noir is not only a weekly radio program, Wednesday nights from 10 to 11 p.m. at CFRO Co-op Community Radio, which is having its member drive coming up in October. We are hoping to offer a exciting special program featuring accordions in video game soundtracks, commemorating the 5th anniversary of my own accordionic video game soundtrack for the mobile game Afterland, which I am hoping to release to the public this Halloween, so stay tuned. I'll tell you more about that in my Accordion Friday set for Halloween. And there is a new t-shirt that Co-op Radio is vending. All funds go to the radio station. There's an Accordion Noir t-shirt that's an accordionic spin on Andy Warhol's album art, the famous Velvet Underground album. The Peel Gently and See. Instead of a banana, it's an accordion. I listen softly and squeeze. That can be one of yours, and you'd be helping support public broadcasting of a specialized format that is not otherwise catered to by the media landscape, mainstream or otherwise, with the exception of Oregon's More Accordion Show and certain specialty programs that focus on specific subgenres of accordion music. Also coming up in November, much like an Accordion Fridays program, the Accordion Noir Festival. We'll be presenting a program of stream performances coming up the weekend of November 7th. I had to change its dates because I am moving house. This is the last stream I am ever going to be performing for you out of my daughter's bedroom. The next time I'm playing for you, it's going to be in a new house with perhaps a dedicated video recording area. So you might get better lighting, better sound, and more interesting backdrops and costumes, and who knows, and probably fewer children's toys just out of eyeshot, less little socks all over the floor. Anyway, I've been Rowan Lipkowitz of the Creaking Planks, of Stupid Accordion Tricks. You've been listening to me, working my way through the process. And here's one more song for you you're not going to be familiar with, by local songwriter Rick Keating from Nova Scotia. I used to play this with the Outlaw Band when Joey only would break a string. Never thought I'd see the day you'd hear me complain. There's too much wine on my shelf. I'm not blaming you, I could just refuse, but honey, I can't help myself. I'll get loud and kiss, start telling the truth, singing the sad country song. I'll drink to those lips that I'll never kiss, and keep a drinking till the wine is gone. I won't break this trust and embarrass us. I won't even let dreaming start. I've got some class, I've got a glass, I know how to handle my heart. I'll get loud and uncouth, start telling the truth, singing the sad country songs. I'll drink to those lips that I'll never kiss, and keep a drinking until the wine is gone. Back where I'm from, you run when you run, and you scream at the sky when you're on. And you love hard and deep, and you sleep when you sleep, and you drink until the wine is gone. I'll get loud and uncouth and start telling the truth, singing those sad country songs. I'll drink to those lips that I'll never kiss, and keep a drinking until the wine is gone. I'll get loud and uncouth, start telling the truth, singing the sad country songs. And I'll drink to those lips that I'll never kiss, and keep a drinking until the wine is gone. And I'll drink to those lips that I'll never kiss, and keep a drinking until the wine is gone. Thank you, everybody. I've been Rowan Lipkowitz. That was a song by Rick Keating. It's been Accordion Fridays, and now please change your you're tuning in to the next performer as part of this evening's series of streams, Calave Rasmussen of Berkeley, California. Thank you so much for bearing with me. I'll be back in October, and I will have printed out my lyric sheets by that time, I guarantee you. Cheers, and squeeze on, everyone.